Howdy folks, and welcome back to episode 2 of the Bacon Series here on Farming Simulator 25. We are back at it on Ray County, Missouri, and we're just going to finish up picking up the last 14 pigs for the pig barn. And as you guys can see, it is October. We did jump an extra month in there just because there was basically literally nothing to do. So what we did was we jumped forward, and when we get back to the farmstead, I will show you basically what we are doing. So we'll just get these last pigs into the trailer, hop on out, and we will purchase the last 14 pigs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. There we go. All right, we'll get to the rest of those. We are going to buy them for $1,400. And there they are, little baby sleepy pigs. All right, we're going to head back to the farm. Now, we did add a few things. We did kind of change a few things around, and we'll talk about that when we get to the farm. Nothing drastic. The only big change that we did do was we added the soil fertilizer mod. So we got rid of the precision farming. We're going to go and give this soil fertilization mod a shot. It's, I think, a little bit more in depth, but I think I have the settings dialed down just a little bit. You can get this thing to be like super realistic. It is only for PC. There's a bunch of settings that you can go through and change. Once we get into that, we will be kind of learning together. Hopefully some of you guys maybe have this mod and can maybe help me out with learning that stuff. Leave comments down below. That always helps out the channel. That helps the video out. So let's go back and get this finished, and then we need to get the harvester kind of fired up and ready to go. We need to go, I think we're going to go knock out the soybeans first, and then we're going to go knock out the corn. So we'll get the soybeans and we'll just dump them into the silo, into the bins, and then we can get things switched over and be able to do the corn. So we got the field 12, which is that tiny smaller field that we sprayed there at the end of the first episode. And then we have kind of the bigger cornfield that wraps around the house or the acreage here. We have that big field to do. So all right, so let's get this thing kind of backed up so we can deliver the last 14 of these pigs. We'll back this thing right up without trying to go into the pond, because that wouldn't be good. There we go. And the trailer doors are opening up. Hopefully we got this set right. So yes, we no, we do not. We're gonna have to scoot that thing a little bit stinking closer. All right, one of these episodes, we will get that. We will get that to where we can just get that right on the nose there and not have to deal with this like so. All right, let's try that positioning. Hopefully that works. It does. All right, we're gonna transfer all 14 over, move to husbandry. Yes, we do. All right, let's move this out of the way. Actually, I think I'm just gonna close this up, and then I'm gonna actually start this, and we're just gonna park this. I have been off stream. I have been going through and setting points in here, so that way we can start doing more automation with this. All right, so let's pig trailer park. There we go. That should go off and go park the trailer for us. All right, so let's go talk about what we've done with the pigs that we have in here. So like I said, our first, if you guys remember, our first month, which would have been 2 months ago, so we're on our third month already. So 2 months ago, we purchased 24 of these pigs for, I think, like $100 a piece. Now they are worth $80, which is phenomenal. So, and then obviously the last month we purchased another 24, and then this month we purchased another 24. So that is good. We are currently, they're currently going to be making money, so we got a couple more months obviously left to go. We got plenty of food and stuff like that in there. We did the exact same thing with the pigs up in this barn up here as well. Same difference, but we only purchased 40 of them rather than the 24 that we've been purchasing down there. So Truck. Yeah, look at that. Truck got parked. Awesome. So same thing here. We bought 40, 40, 40. So every month we're buying 10%. We're already up at 120 pigs on this. So that is good. All right, we can leave that there. We need to grab ourselves the combine and hook that up to the bean header and get that thing rolling out in the field. We're going to use probably course play for that. So I'm going to have to get that stuff set up. Oh, the other thing I forgot to tell you and mention to you guys is the things that we changed. We switched out the Dakota trailer for this. It's actually, you can find this one from the in-game, from the mod hub itself. And because I couldn't quite get the textures to, we'll just pull that out forward just like that. I couldn't quite get the textures on that Dakota to revert back to being normal for whatever reason. So I just decided that we went with a double hopper barrel or double hopper. Oh my goodness. With this, and it's like a 30 footer, I think. So I think that will work good for the farm. All right, let's come on over to the 2388. Get up on in there, and we're going to get ourselves the header picked up. Hopefully we can get this in here when we do the corn. Oh yeah, I think it should fit in there while we do that. That's kind of a tight fit. Obviously we're going to have to make sure that we have our everything unfolded. All right, we're going to head over and grab the bean field. So the one thing that we can do, it shouldn't change a whole lot of things right now. We're going to let this thing kind of warm up. But what we're going to be doing is we have this soil and fertilization mod going on, and what we have here is up in the top right. Let's see if I can make that a little bit. Let me see if I can make that a little bit bigger for you. Whoops. Yeah. No. Yeah, that's what we got. So we have. I think I got to be in here. So hold on a second. I think I got to be in this thing right here to move that HUD around. So we have this panel that's right here, which is the combine panel. It's the field. We also have the soil monitor, which is going to be more for of like your fertilizers, your nitrogen, your lime, your all that fun stuff. So this replaces precision farming, guys. So we got the farm hub, or we got farm hub. We got the sprayer panel, and then we got the cornfield 16. It's not might not be registered into field 17. There it is, some soybeans. So we won't know until we harvest that, and it's going to keep track externally with a file within the game. So it's going to keep track. We can actually take a look at, I got to get this. There we go. We should be able to take a look at our soil and fertilizer mod. So this is the 3 fields that we have, and each field has a treatment prescription. So it kind of walks you through it a little bit. It's telling me I need to apply lime or liquid lime to raise the pH, but we don't want to do that right now, obviously. So there's a lot that we're going to be learning and trying to jump in and figure this stuff out. So hopefully, like I said, you guys are there to help me out. The other thing that it changes is it changes a lot of, it doesn't give you what people are used to with the precision farming, but you can toggle on and off layers basically. So disable overlay, and you can select what you want, and it will kind of give you a little scale rating of what is going on there. So definitely a lot to look at. So again, back to the soil and fertilizer portion of this, the prescription that it's going to walk you through for this particular field. This is what it's telling you that you're going to be needing, right? So nutrient application, it's telling us it wants us to apply some nitrogen, wants some potash or liquid potash. So this is going to be a little bit more in depth, but I think we will be able to figure this out together. So let's get this thing fired up. This combine is a little loud. Let me turn down the volume for where did it go? Is it in generals? Must be in generals. I can never find it when I'm wanting to find it. There we go. Vehicle volume. Let's turn that back down to 50. We don't quite need that to be so stinking loud. So there we go. All right. So now we need to open up our course play. And what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be getting down into here. And we're going to turn on, we're not going to be picking anything up. So where's my disable straw swath? There we go. All right, so we got that there. So let's close that. We don't need that anymore. And then what we're going to do here is open up this. Go here, automatic repair. We don't want to automatically repair any of that stuff. All right, so now we should be able to set up this stuff here. All right, so we got the combine all ready to rock and roll here. We're gonna kind of let it do its thing here as it gets kind of squared away with what it's needing to do. There we go. So now this should hopefully keep the auger to the outside, which will be good. So we're going to let that thing run its course. We got to grab the 7150. We need to grab the 7855 and get that thing hooked up to the 850 cart. The other thing I need to do, let's get this truck set up to get going here. So we need to open up auto drive, and I want semi to go to, where'd you go? Field 17, wait, there we go. Driver cannot reach it. Are you kidding? Oh, I see why. I know why. Because we don't have it set to the correct spot. So that should be able to go. Oh, that should be able to make it. That should be able to make it. I don't know what's trying to do there, but let's get this thing tugged out of there. We're just going to go set it. We're just going to go set this where it needs to go, and then we will get it to where... All right, from that point, we should be able to rock and roll just like that, and it should go to where it needs to go. There we go. So it's going to kind of go on the left side of these trees, and then it will park. So we're going to get the cart. Yeah, there we go. Now it's going to park and then open up. Open up. There it is. All right, so now we can set this up for the loop to basically come, and so we want it to wait, and we're going to dump soybeans here. So where is my soybeans? Right there. Now that's going to dump in the home bin. There we go. And there. Now he is going to basically wait there until we start getting grain into it. So let's go grab the 7855 and grab the grain cart. And then hopefully we can get it to the point where that combine does not stop. All right, first time using the 2+2. This is kind of another loud tractor. Hopefully it's not too terribly loud, but if it is, I'll try to tone it down just a tad in the post recording. All right, time to back this baby up. We're gonna get the doors open. I wonder if I got the probably got to be looking at it. I thought I had the honk to open thing going on, but I don't know if it's gonna work in reverse. All right, time to get this thing going. That grain cart should, like, by no means have an issue with this tractor. And this tractor should have no issue with this grain cart. Oh my gosh, that is a beautiful... That's actually a pretty nice setup. I like this setup. This is looking good. All right, time to open and grab that. Now you can do some things, but I'm gonna have to do some more thinking on how to get that all set up. There is ways that you can set up like the this to like come in and unload, but I got to do some more figuring out on how to do that. So we're just gonna run this thing for a little while. But what it will do is it'll come up here, and I don't know. Like I said, I'll have to do some more looking, but you should be able to come in this thing and, well, this thing will basically come here and it would like unload onto this here. So we will figure that out when we get to that point. All right, we're going to come and catch this combine. Probably gonna need to set him a cruise about 6 miles an hour or so. 6.5 maybe, somewhere in there. It's kind of a in-between speed. All right, we'll get down to like that corner down there and then we'll let the combine do its thing. Probably really didn't need the grain cart, but since we got it out, we're definitely going to be using it. Heck yeah. Now, this is obviously just going to be stuff that we're going to sell, and there's no need for us to hang on to this. So we'll just we'll hang on to it to the point of us being able to sell it. So we will definitely do that. All right, so we're gonna we'll swing back around and then we will get this all set up. Now with this field being done, we should be able to kind of set things up for this thing to work the field, because crop rotation does seem like it's going to be kind of a major thing with this new soil and fertilization mod. That crop rotation, even like tillage down to the rain, down, like it's a very in-depth mod that it makes it feel pretty realistic. So it's going to be interesting. It'll be kind of fun to learn it as we go. I'm always interested in trying to learn different things, and this one seems like it might be something that whether it's going to be enjoyable or not, or more of a frustration, I really don't know, but we will figure that out when we as we go use it. All right, well, we're going to hop out, and there is a way that we can check for... So I'll show you on the corn. The corn's going to be a lot easier because that guy's working. I don't want to get in his way. But we're going to take a look, and so what you can do is they got diseases on the corn now. So what you want to do is basically you're going to scout the fields, and you come up here, and it's going to tell you scout field 16. There's no disease active. And disease pressure is 1%. We're healthy. But if you want to add like a preventative, you most certainly can. There is different types. There's 19 of them. We're on just number 1. Now, I haven't used this yet because I don't know if I apply fungicide, if it's just automatic thing. I'm assuming it is, and it's just going to cost me $321. But you can skip through and put on different types of fungicide or preventative, disease treatment, things like that on there. So there is 19 of them. So that is pretty cool. With this mod, that's something that precision mod farming does not give you. So something that's pretty cool. All right, so I'm not quite sure how that combine is going to interact down there. If he's already... No, he'll have to come up this way, and he'll make his paths in this general direction. So that will be good. Let's turn our toggle our HUD back on. And all of these little dots that you're seeing are basically like the samples, right? So the overlay of the material, right? So to better explain this, it is the overlay of like these dots, right? So all of these little squares are overlays of like how your field is performing. So even if you can go down to like disease pressure, which is green, which means it's good, that there's not much disease pressure, pest pressure, things like that. Like there's a lot in here. Compaction. Like I said, compaction can be a thing. Now, I'm not quite sure if you have it toggled off in the game, like in the actual settings. Does that change? Not sure why we missed that spot, but does that change? You know what I mean? Will that change anything if you have it toggled on and off in the settings for soil and fertilizer mod? Not quite sure. Let's toggle the HUD off. We don't need that on anymore. Now we will learn more about the course play as it goes, maybe change some settings. Maybe some of you guys have some recommended settings that you guys use that seem to perform really well. If you do, leave a comment down below. I'm always up for learning, trying some different things out, things like that. So also you can join the Discord. I'm trying to get some stuff over there in the Discord going with conversations with people. We got quite a few people in the Discord, about 600 and almost 60 people, I think, is what we have. So that is good. All right. Look at him go. So I think what we can do is let's put this guy in the field. And what we can do is probably have him. Let's open up the course play. And we want to just go to this. So all we want him to do is unload the combine. And we need to make a target location. Which unload in the field. Activated. So I'm not quite sure. Let me know, guys, in the comments. Because if I hit this active, will it... I might have to reset this guy here. Or we could put him in the field. I'm wondering if that's not what we want to do. So let's hold off on that for a second. So I think we might have to change up the way the combine sits in this field. Or the, excuse me, the semi sits in this field. Just because the... I think it works better if you actually leave the equipment in the field. Then it's not trying to find the field location and all that stuff again. Less confusing, I think, for the AI, basically. All right, so I have this set up on like headlands, so row skip. So it's going to find, I think it's 4 rows, and I'm hoping that this thing will go kind of in a. We will find out. We might need to change that to like the spiral. Right, so the spiral, you can set it, I think, to like center of the field, stuff like that. We'll just kind of see what direction he goes, because I'm not really quite sure if he just kind of keeps cycling, but I want him to keep the auger to the outside. It looks like he's gonna just do the spinarooey right down the middle. Heck yeah. Well, it seems to be working fairly good. That's a plus. This field does get a little goofy from time to time. We could have done 3 headlands. He might have had a better turnaround ability there, but I think he's not doing too bad. So obviously he's keeping that boom is to the inside. So I'm kind of wondering if the spiral version doesn't work better, but we're gonna let him finish what he's doing because there's no need for us to. Basically try to mess with that at this point in time. All right, while he is kind of doing his thing, we're gonna run and go check on the pigs with the slurry and see where they're sitting at with that. Now, using the slurry with this, from my understanding, from the soil and fertilizer mod, is slurry or manure is a long game, right? So you're going to add that, and it's a slow release of nitrogen into the ground. So that is going to be kind of a learning curve, and hopefully we can get some slurry. I don't know why this thing is not picking up much of anything in here. I thought at one point it was working, but then I'm not quite sure what's going on. But each individual barn has their own tank, which is good, and we might just have to obviously just pick them up from each individual tank itself. I don't know why that's not displaying for me. Okay. Might have to run down this direction and do some figuring out. See if there's anything here. It's really not giving me, so we're just going to open up our menu then. Be that way, you know? All right, we're going to get the pig fattening shed. And it does look like we are fine on the base food. It's telling us we got 7.4 months remaining of food capacity. So slurry looks like we got about 1,100 liters in there. So to kind of talk a little bit more about like this method of animals and pigs, as you can see, our animals are already 2 months old and they're worth $80. So that will continue to climb. So then each month they progressively get more expensive as they age, right, for sell value. And then you're going to finally get to the month where you are at your, not necessarily your capacity, but every month you will be able to, it will still reproduce everything by itself, right? So you're not going to have to purchase anything more, but you will eventually get to the 400. You'll eventually get to the 400 mark, right? So 2 months, 1 month, 0 months, we have 40 of each. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Right now we could sell them for $40, but we don't need to. But yeah, so that's the way that's working. We got plenty of food in this barn. Probably just need to take a look and see what we got for food in this one, since we have added quite a few in here. It's not the one I was wanting. There we go. We are in not the fattening. We want this one. So looks like we got 2 months remaining. We could grab the white with the Parker wagon and go fill up some food in there. We don't need a whole lot, I don't think. We should be getting some corn, obviously, for this fall's harvest that's going on. But we're going to fire the old white up and get ourselves a little bit of corn in this Parker and go feed it to the pigs. Because we're going to eventually need that, and I will probably forget. And that wouldn't be a good thing. Now, like I said in episode 1, we did start with a little bit of pig or corn food or corn in the bins, but not a whole lot. That is plenty enough right there for what we got. They don't take much, which is really good. They don't take a whole lot for them to eat. And I think this is good enough because you're still going to get the value out of it if you're just going to sell them the way we're doing it. All right, Mr. Piggies, you guys hungry? Come get your dinner. Oh, yeah. They're squealing. They're happy now. They are happy. All right, we'll take this thing back through. So now we're going to need to park this off to the side. That way the auto drive traffic doesn't get jammed up with this parked in the way. Should be good there. Shut that thing off. Perfect. Perfect, Amando. All right, let's open up our value. So this is going to need, we're going to have to purchase ourselves some. And there is a help menu. Let's see if I can get in there, if I can remember what the help menu is. Let's go just right into the settings. Map overlay, display HUD. That is not my menu. All right, so let's look into our treatment prescription for this particular field. So we need to get lime set, and then we need to get some, what was that, potash or liquid potash. So I think we can get some potash since we got the semi. We have the ability to pick up some of the dry stuff. I'm hoping that this mod, yeah, I'm sure this mod puts it into the map's ability to sell you that stuff. All right, so we're going to need to get some lime set down on this, potash set on this. Everything's looking pretty good, though. All right, let's toggle the overlay off. So it's telling me down in the bottom right, it's telling me that we need P and K, which is your, quote me if I'm wrong. I probably am wrong because I don't deal with that stuff a whole lot. That's not my forte, so to speak of, but we definitely need to get some stuff on this field. All right, not sure what direction he's going. I wonder if I need to switch the direction that he is. I wonder if, so that way he is constantly out with the boom. I'm thinking we need to change that in the in his settings there. So we'll see if we can get this guy. Boop, there we go. All right, so let's open this up and let's change. Can we change the settings right now? So underneath this and the work settings, we cannot until we stop him. All right, so we're just gonna let this guy be, just because I don't want to mess with him. I don't want to stop him and then have to retry to figure everything. He should be completely fine with what he's got, but let's catch him real quick. Let's not try to run into him though. That wouldn't be a good thing. All right, let's see if we can get him unloaded here. Oh, come on, there we go. Unload, baby. I don't know if he's going to stop on the headlands or at the end of this, or if he's just going to continue on. If he does, we'll just catch him again. Not a big deal. We'll see what happens here. And he's just going to continue. That's fine. We're going to let him do his thing. We'll get up out of the way. And then we'll come back down this way because we should be able to catch him going back this direction that we just went. And he's going to go way, 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 way down there. I don't know what's the easiest way to do this field. The easiest way to do this field is in this general direction, you know, planting, because we do have row crop on. And in the springtime, that's going to kind of change a little bit the way that this field gets planted, obviously. So we're just going to kind of spin back around and get ourselves ready for him to start unloading. We'll be able to go something like so. Now this is the part of like in real life stuff. Obviously, you don't unless you're running really, really big fields. And you got, there's enough, you know, farmers got enough people to run things, but typically you don't run a catch cart in soybean fields. But let me know if you guys do, because that would be kind of interesting to see, you know, like what are people's do people that do actual farming, do you guys run catch carts like this in the fields, or do you guys just run combine to trailer or whatever you're hauling out the field with? Let me know down in the comments. That would be kind of interesting to know. We probably had some time to go up there and dump that, but we're just gonna wait here patiently. All right, well, silly me, he because we have the settings set up wrong in the course play, we needed to do counterclockwise. That way then he would have left the auger to the open side of the cut. But he should have plenty enough to get himself set away for finishing this field. I would imagine we'll probably be able to fit this whole field on that combine. So let's go get this thing dumped up into the semi. And I'm pretty sure we're just going to leave this right into our bins. There's no need for us to go and sell that. I don't even know. I'm pretty sure right now that the market is down. And we're going to get a low price for it opposed to a good price. So we're going to leave that down. Or in the storage, sorry. Because we're not really going to utilize this for any sort of feeding to the pigs. Obviously, we're going to strictly stay with corn. But obviously, we're going to have some soybeans to sell because we do need some crop rotation involved. So we're just going to rotate soybeans and corn, which seem to be the simplest. We could possibly throw in some wheat in there as well. It's kind of a little bit of a money maker, so to speak of. But we can look at some crop rotation stuff and kind of go from there. We'll see what happens. We'll see what kind of crops we could potentially do with the crop calendar that we have on this map. All right, so we'll sit here and wait for Mr. Combine again. I thought I had the cruise control set on there so I didn't have to use the foot wheel or the foot pedal. Good enough. About 6.5, I think is what he's running at. Because if I drop down, I'll be too slow, and so I kind of got like an in-between feel on my scroll wheel. All right, we're going to catch him. There we go. And we could probably pause him and we can finish this field. We might as well do a little bit of soybean picking. Whopping 6 miles an hour. Oh yeah. All right, so this is where we could actually have the catch cart. We could set this up for him to be able to catch us down the center. We would just have to make sure that the calling is low enough that he could basically come obviously catch us. But that will be for another field. We might do that with the cornfield possibly when we get to that. All right, so we are finished with this bean field. We just got a little couple stragglers on the way back to the other end. It always seems to happen. So we're going to get the rest of that. Then we need to get everything switched over for corn. So we'll get that all situated. And we're going to get everything back up to the yard. and things to go through there. We need to grab I think I want to take a look and see what we need to apply onto this field. We might be able to grab the 7150 and apply possibly some potash onto this field. Get this field all ready for some fall tillage. Basically, we're going to be cultivating it, basically working it back into the ground. So we'll be able to get that done, and then we should be able to start hitting that cornfield and be able to start taking out a lot of that. I think what we could do is we could probably go knock out that small little field, which would be good. Get that thing all situated, knocked out. We'll have to get everything down there, which it wouldn't be a big deal at all. I'm thinking we probably be able to fill. We might not even need the grain cart down there. It's a small enough field. I think we can fit everything on the combine and onto the semi. So I think it'll be just those two pieces that we need to get down there, and we should be good, I hope. We'll find out, but let's get the rest of this all finished up. We'll get it unloaded onto the grain cart, and then we'll send this thing back up to the shed. I do like the way that the textures look on here. This looks, for whatever reasons, it looks good. The textures look good. Oh, it looks like we got a little spot that we need to go grab down here. For whatever reason, it missed. I'm not quite sure what the deal was with that. Well, let's pick up our header, and we'll come and grab our stuff. Probably put our auger in. There's no need to be hitting any trees now with this. That would not be a good thing. All right, there we go. We'll let this thing finish spitting everything out, and then we should be able to fire this down. I think we'll just throw this stuff right on the semi. No big deal. One of us has got it. One of us. I got to run back down there and grab the 7488 and get that thing back up here, and probably let's throw this in the back like so. While that's unloading, we're gonna run and grab the grain cart all the way back at the other end of the field. Before I know it, fall harvest will be in full swing here in a short few months. So mind you guys that some of the content might slow down just a tad. With that being in mind, I should be out in the field in real life doing actually this. So should be a good fun time. Definitely didn't quite need the grain cart for the bean field, but it was still fun to get it out, make sure it all worked. You know the fall jitters that everything seems to have sometimes. Can I sneak myself right in here? Probably not. Probably not, without denting and scratching everything. All right, we got the Kinze unloaded. Let's get the 2388 up to the farmyard, and we could probably drop the bean header off. Let's see, we just need to get the corn header on. This might be a perfect spot to put it right here. Right about there. There we go. All right, now hopefully I might have to fold this in. I don't think we'll be able to tuck this whole thing in there if we got the hopper opened up. Let's get ourselves in and try to get this attached. If not, we will have to try to pull it out. There, we got it. Good. Perfect. All right, so let's get this thing parked up out of the way, set up, and we should be able to send this thing down to field... What was it? Field 12. Let's open up our auto drive real quick, and then we will send this to field 12. All right. We'll get that thing. We'll go catch up with that after we get everything squared away there. Hopefully we don't run into any issues with that combine trying to get over the bridge. Like I said, I don't think we will need that. If we do, we'll have to just come back and grab it. But we definitely will need it for the big field here around the farm. I'm just going to let this thing sit there. Now, I want to check to see how well that this is going to work, since I haven't ran this auto course with this new trailer for dumping in here. So we're going to finish. We're going to jump in it. And let's get, not that one, my bad. Open up the auto drive, and we should be able to skip this forward, and it should work the way we want it to work here. Hopefully. We'll find out very shortly. So this thing will have to scoot. It's going to scoot around the barn here, the shed here by the house. And then hopefully it can make the corner and get this lined up to be able to unload automatically. Now, mind you, if you haven't used auto drive before, if you get this stuff set up correctly, this stuff is pretty much automatic as long as you get it set up correctly. If you don't have it set up correctly, it can be kind of a pain in the head, in the neck, and be a headache. So we should be able to it should start dumping here. Hopefully. Hopefully. We are on the right thing here. Let's open up our stuff. This might need to get scoot forward just a tad. Like I said, this stuff can be kind of more so of a headache if you do not get this set up correctly. So we can shut this off and see we are sitting right where we need to be. Which is why I'm not quite sure. All right, looks like the combine has reached its destination. Then I think we need to hit G again to open up. Yeah, so no, G is not the correct one. We're gonna have to open this up. All right, let's back this up. Get this thing unloaded. So G obviously is not what we need. There we go. U is what we want. Now this, like I said, this should when it's set up correctly, should work. I'll have to keep working the bugs out of it as we move on. All right, let's tap U again. Front. Oh, we are empty. Okay. All right, we're going to send this thing. So we're going to change this to field 12. And away we go. There we go. So now this should just drive all the way down to field 12. I am going to quickly tab on over to the combine here, and we're just going to get this thing all fired up. There we go. All right. Drop this thing down in. Get ourselves going here. Now I don't have any sort of thing set up for like bringing the semi in here, so we'll have to get that situated and squared away. All right, we'll make 2 headland passes is what we'll make here. I don't know, there could be a possibility we need that grain cart. We'll find out. We're getting a lot more corn than I was kind of anticipating here. We'll set this up here in GPS since I'm going to be running this thing here for a second. Here comes the semi again, which will be good because this thing might be partially full by the time we get back around anyways. At least it's going to be over half full. That's for sure. All right. Let's get the steering assist going. And that looks good enough for me. All right, there we go. All right, so semi is here, which is good. We'll get this all. We are running right now just regular GPS for the headlands, things like that. There might be a possibility that I take off the enhanced vehicle. As much as I like it, it seems like there's just too much there that's not necessarily kind of needed. In a way, the only really nice thing that I do like about it is that it automatically turns around for you, which isn't a big deal at the end of the day because I can turn things around as well. And we are already 50% full. All right, we're going to pause him. And I'm going to have to tab to this and get him going. I'm going to need him to get down here ASAP. Field 12 and go. All right, so now he's trying to find the best path for everything to get looped back around. So we're gonna head back over and we're just gonna jump right to it because why not? We can. All right, so we got that all going. We're gonna have to set him up to come and catch me because we're already 50% full. We're probably gonna have to notch ourselves out, and I'd rather. I think I would rather notch myself out going back the other direction, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think we're just gonna head back in this general direction so that way we don't have to notch around them trees. We'll just head back this direction. And hopefully that tractor gets here relatively soon. All right, so we're sitting at 80% full and we've only made it down. That's good. That's a good thing. That means we're getting phenomenal yield. Hopefully that tractor is coming shortly. Hopefully we didn't get hung up on turns or anything like that. I have not noticed any indication that states that we have. Back it up. There we go. There he comes. There he comes down the road, which will be good. I think I might just stop and capture him real quick. And we can get him pulled off into this field. See if we can jump in. Boom. All right, let's stop him. We'll get him into here and we'll close that. Let's open this up. We don't need that open. All right, let's get this thing spun back around. All right, so we should be able to, with the aid of Courseplay, we should be able to pop this on. And let's see, let's set this up to unload combine. Yes, is what we want. And we will have him come down to this area down here. So unload combine, target position, field position. Unload in field activated, and we want him to unload. Can you rotate or spin this thing at all? You cannot. So maybe something like that. Oh, you can. Okay. He's gonna have to go like that. There we go. So let's start the job. The field unload position is too far away from the field. What are you talking about? It's right there. All right, we will we'll see what we can do. I don't know why that is telling me that the unload position is too far away. It should be in the field. Maybe by the looks of it, it was actually like outside the field. Maybe, I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. I should have had him parked probably more so in the grass. We do have this big auger. Get that all unloaded. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure. I'm not really too positive why. If we go like this and then we go unload in field. So let's get him. We get him right there. Unload position is too far away from the field. What are you talking about? Target position, field. Start job. Nope, that's not working either. Maybe there's nothing there. I don't know if you guys have any idea how to get that to work properly. Leave a comment down below, because apparently I don't know how to get that thing to work. Okay, well apparently I accidentally hit the button to fold up the combine, which I did not want to do. All right, there we go. So I'm not quite sure why we are having, maybe it's because we had to avoid crops on. I'm not quite sure. Really don't know. Now it does appear like this little grass strip right here might be something that's workable, where we could get that thing to park, the semi to park in there, and make that our unload spot, and then he can drive through the back onto the road to get back to where he needs to go. So that could be a possibility that we do that. But trying to figure this all out as we're moving along. we will eventually get there. We will eventually get there, guys, where everything is just gonna hopefully work. Hopefully is the key word. Well, so we're going to potentially get this semi parked in a spot that we can actually utilize it. Get this kind of pulled out far enough away. Now, I'm wondering if the best thing to do is to get the semi set where we want it, and then bring the grain cart back down where we were at, or back to where the semi's at, and then hopefully we'll be able to get that unload feature to work properly. Now this looks, there's a slight little incline, but I think if we park it kind of up here where my camera's sitting on the very edge of the field, we should be fine to get the semi to park there. Should be able to make it up on that, I believe. So we're going to try that real quick. We're just going to kind of set this here. We're going to turn that off. Actually, let's close that in. Don't need it there. So let's go grab the semi. Run all the way back. Has anybody ever tried running in corn stalks like this before? It is not the easiest. It is not, it's not very easy. It is pretty entertaining to watch, though, as people are jumping over the stalks. All right, in we go. Let's get this thing. See, now the correct way that you should have this would be to unload the grain cart from the driver's side. So you'd pull up along the driver's side with your grain cart. But I think we can get this to make do. We'll get that to open up. We'll set this down in the middle for right now. Somewhere about right in here. Looks kind of good. All right, so let's leave that sit there. We don't need it to be running. Let's go grab the 7488, and let's see if we can possibly, maybe we can't do that because there's no combine course play going on. But you wouldn't think that that would be the issue. Maybe it is the issue. Maybe we don't have course play going on the combine, and that's what's causing that's maybe causing the conflict. I wouldn't think so, because I should be able to drive this and it just kind of matches up. But again, let me know down in the comments, do we actually have to have course play rolling in order for that to work? We might. But we also have it set up to where the maybe this has to be in the field. Maybe this has to be in the field. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We're just going to leave that as is right there. No need for everything to be running currently. So we're going to jump back in the combine. We'll head down to the other end of the field. And we should be able to, actually, I need to unload that. What am I doing, guys? What am I doing? We need to unload the combine. All right, combine is unloaded. We're going to head around and hopefully get our edge of the field done. Not going to be too much left if we do two headlands on this, but be able to sneak in and grab this corner a little bit. Like a soap. All right, now let's really hope that we can, there we go. Now we're cooking. Now this should reach, or this should go all the way around the outside edge of the field. Now the good thing about doing some corn stuff for, you know, strictly just feeding the pigs is we should have an abundance of corn, obviously, and we should be able to store quite a bit of that and then be able to sell that when the time comes, because, you know, having the focus that we need to keep corn for the pigs to feed them. Once we start getting, you know, max capacity of animals, that it'll be a little bit easier to know how much we need for a whole year. And then we know that we need to keep X amount for the whole year. And then we can sell, you know, the remaining of what we don't need. So we do also have the, I think it's called the animal calculator mod on. So that's something that we have on that's helping us out a little bit. We'll just go something like this. Then we should be able to swing this around. And then we're going to have to kind of Oh, 50% full already. We're just gonna sneak and cheek and do this real quick. We're gonna just get this edge here, and then that's kind of done for our double headlands. Yeah, that's looking good. Only missing a few things here and there. Not a big deal. All right, hopefully we can make that to the other. Yeah, we should be able to make this to the other end of the field, and I might have to go. Ow! We might have to go grab the catch cart. We did make it all the way around. That's good. We should be able to hopefully set back this direction. I'm not quite sure what direction we have our. Hopefully it's smart enough that it's going to send us this general. It looks like it is. All right, we'll get this thing completely full, and then we'll back out. We'll go grab the grain cart and see if we can set this up to get this to automatically unload. We'll leave that. We'll go sprinting through the corn stalks again, just to get back there and figure out that we can't do this because of course play has to be running potentially. So we will definitely find out. I'm not quite sure. All right, let's open this up. And no, we need to go into course play. And I'm really thinking, because we don't have the combine. Unload combine, offset forward, backwards, offset height. Unload combine. Target position. Unload the combine, field position. No, wait. Unload in field, activated, deactivated, activated. So, can we just put this like this? Like that, and then that's the field? Alright, I think we just got it. I'm hoping. He's probably not going to, yeah, he's wanting to go pick me up, but he's going to try to avoid the fruit the best he can. Okay, let's pause him. Let's get him turned around. How about that? And see if that works. So then we should be able to go like this, right? Maybe. I don't know. Let's try this one more time. Let's see what we got here. Stop course, return, tool set, speed. That's not it. All right, let's cancel the job. Let's get rid of that thing. How do I reset? Is there a way to reset? Unload combine. That's all you're good for. Field position, target position. Unload combine. Activate. All right, let's see if that works. There we go. He just had to kind of be reset a little bit. And let's see what he does. Now he's trying to search for him, so that'll be good. And we're getting ran over by the wheels. Oh my goodness. That hurt. That hurt. All right, we'll get in the combine again. Now he should turn around. Hopefully he's got enough room to turn around there. Let's see what he does. Drives over a little bit of the corn. You know, not a big deal. We are hiring these guys for $0, so there's that. He's gonna try to recalculate. Let's see. He's just running over some more corn. Awesome. Come on, bud. Come this way. Come straight. Get to me. I need you to come to me. All right, we're gonna back up then, and I'll go to you. Let's see if he'll open up his tarp. He will not open up his tarp. Sir, I'm gonna need you to open up your tarp. All right, so let's just open up the tarp for us. And all right, apparently he doesn't want to. Apparently he doesn't want us to unload. So we'll just do it this way, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure this out. But I think that's gonna have to do it for this episode, guys. Greatly appreciate you guys all hanging out. Truly do. And we will catch you guys all on the next one. Have a good one.